Hi, I'd like to show you how to make some fun, colourful drawings using oil pastels and ready-made images. You can use your own drawings and things as well, but it's quite a fun way to build things up from material that you find. So I'm going to start by showing you the tools and materials that we need to do the drawings, and then we can get started. So I have a pencil, I have a 2B, an HB or a 2B would be best because you can get a nice sharp point. I have a pencil sharpener, I have a couple of paper clips, and a paper clip like this would be good as well, or alternatively you can use some tape, and I have some tape here, and you could use sellotape or masking tape. And I'm going to just take a little piece of tape off at the moment and put it on the edge of the table so it's easier for me to get it. Then we have some oil pastels, really nice colours. I have some coloured copier paper. I have some white copier paper, and I also have some pieces of cartridge paper, and I have a sheet of tracing paper which might be useful. It's not essential though. So the material that we'll use for drawing from include small drawing of a still life that I've done, some online images that I've printed. You need to be careful which ones you choose to use for copyright. And I have some favourite cards, postcards, and I have some magazine paper. So I'm going to start by getting a sheet of white cartridge paper, and I'll actually just point out now that the oil pastels can be quite messy when you start to use them. So you might want to consider covering your worktop with a piece of old paper or newspaper. I've got some black paper here so that you can see what I'm doing, and we'll probably see a little bit of a build up of the oil pastels. So the first thing that we have to do is to take one of our drawings. Now you can either, two ways to do this. You can start with a plain sheet of paper, or you can take your drawing, and either way you have to cover it with oil pastels. So I'm going to demonstrate on here. You want to use the brighter, more vibrant colours, and we want a good coverage of oil pastels. So you don't really want to just be gentle like this because nothing will come out. You want to be quite firm and build up the colours, and I would say no more than 2 or 3, maybe 4 maximum per sort of drawing, and you can just put them on however you want. And now it's quite nice to do it randomly, and then you get really quite interesting effects later on. So that's how to build it up quite solidly. So to save some time, I've got one that I prepared earlier, and so this is what the finished result would be like. So that is the line drawing. It faces the back of the oil pastel, and we have the oil pastel there, and I'm going to take a final sheet of copier paper, and it goes onto my black paper. Then the oil pastel, oops, sorry, wrong way round. It would help if we could see the drawing. There's the drawing. So drawing, oil pastel, plain paper. Now, what we need to do next is to take a small piece of the tape, and we need to fix these pieces of paper together. So if you don't have tape but you have the paper clips, then that will do. It's quite important to hold them all together. And then we'll take the pencil, get a nice sharp point, and then we can start to go over the lines of the drawing with the pencil, nice and firmly. And see what's happening underneath. It is better not to lift it up, but it does make it possible, because now when they're taped together, they will actually go back down in the same place. So I'm going to have a little look at that. And there we go. And you can just keep going until you feel that you've finished the drawing. So that's one thing that we can do with it. Another thing that's quite good fun to do is we can draw our own hands. So I've got this sheet here with some colours on it. I'm going to put that down onto the sheet of paper there. And get a little bit of tape. We can fix them together. And this time I am going to draw around should come out underneath. There we go. And then we can just start to make patterns. Filled paper, and then you get a really nice image underneath. If you have a favourite image that you'd like to use but you don't want to draw on it, then you can use a piece of tracing paper, and you could use the paper clip, hold them together, and I'm just going to trace still have the image, and then we take the paper with oil pastel, a small piece of cartridge paper, put the oil pastel down onto the cartridge paper. Now this time this paper is going to be bigger. I'm going to just fold that over. Will go there. The other arm. And there we are. And so you get a nice mixture of all the colours that are on the paper, and you still have the card if you want to use it again. So this time I'm going to have a look at adding in some lettering. So I've got one other sheet here that I've prepared. I've got a small image here that I'm going to use. And I'm going to use a piece of cartridge paper. That's not big enough, so we'll have a slightly bigger piece of cartridge paper. That's big enough. So oil pastel onto cartridge paper, and then we can see the image. So 2 little pieces of tape. Hold these together. I'm going to sharpen the pencil. And then it's just a matter of drawing over the lines. I have some letters that I've cut out to go with this drawing, and I found these in a magazine. So I just cut out the letters to spell out urban, and I'm just going to, let me just place those over there, and then I'm just going to hold them gently. And then we'll have a few of the bottom buildings. I thought that it might be quite nice to have 1 or 2 trees here, so I'm actually going to just draw 1 tree. Just to make it a little bit different. And then we can have, look, and you can draw in lots more detail when you're doing them, and if you want to, you could colour in some of the buildings, make them stand out a little bit more. There we go. So it's a really quick technique. You can use it to make cards. It works well with pictures of faces. It's got all sorts of possibilities. So I hope you have some fun.